Alright, so I'm here with the bow, and I'm going to mark off, show you how to mark off to the thickness. Now this is just a guideline to what you take it down to when you start tillering. So what I'll do here is that I'll mark the line, and then I'll take out all the material from there, and then once I've done that, I'll probably round the edges of this off, and then put some nocks on there, just so I can fit a tillering string on. And that way I can bend it and see which side bends more, and I'll take more off of that one, and then start working it down to what poundage I want. So, how I'm going to do this, I think, is I've got my square and my pencil right here, and I'll mark right here where the fades start. There's one. There's another one. And you probably can't see this, but I'm just marking the other ones on the other side. And I'm just doing that by looking down the side of the bow and then using the square to mark that off. And that'll just help me when I'm drawing the how much material I need to take off before the fades, because I don't want to include the fades in this yet. So, I don't know, it's 3/4 of an inch thick. I might take off, I don't know, let's start out with a 1/4. I'll take a 1/4 out first. So that's 1/3 of the wood. And I'll just do that by marking right there, and I'll come down a little bit, and I will mark right there, come down a little more, and I'll mark right there. Double check all those, measure twice, cut once. And then I will grab my measuring stick, or my marking stick, and that's just a piece of trim, and I've marked off a couple measurements on it in case I need to use those. Line that up with those marks, and another tip is that it is really important that you draw dark lines, because it seems the more you work the wood, the lighter your lines become, and it gets hard to tell at the end. So once I've done that, to do the fades, I'll just take my square again, and I'll mark the end of the fade. Right there. And let's see if I can find, there we go, I had a small ruler around here somewhere. And what we're doing here is we're connecting this point right there, where the material we're taking out is, and that point right there where we want it to fade into. Keep in mind that we are taking wood off the belly of the bow and not touching the back. So how I'll mark this is I'll take this and line that up there, and there we go. And that's just a rough guideline right there, and we'll see. I will most definitely need to take off more than this, because that would be a heavy draw weight right there. So I'll finish marking out, and then I think I'll show you how to take wood off the limbs. Alright, so I've just been working on this for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, just in this section right here. And I think I'll probably show you. One problem that I hadn't really anticipated for this was, since the Mollegabet, the working limb on that, the part that you need to take a lot of wood away from, is so much thicker than that of like a long bow. It's really hard for a draw knife to get on there, because it's trying to cut this 2.5 inch section all at once, where usually you're taking 3/4 of an inch at once, and it's hard for the draw knife, even if you have a really sharp draw knife, just to cut through that. So I think I'll probably rasp most of this. What would be ideal is if you had a plane, then you could just go through and plane this, and I don't imagine it would take too long, but I'm going to stick with the rasp for now, because I haven't worked enough with the plane recently, and I think it'll still take away wood fast enough. But that's just a problem too that you run into when you're doing this. So I think it'll take a good amount of work, and you can see I've worked at it for a while with the draw knife and the rasp, and it really hasn't taken away that much. I don't know if you can see, but it hasn't taken away too much. It's probably almost halfway there, and that's just on a 6-inch section or so. So it definitely will take some time, and I don't know, I don't think it'll be as fun tillering these ones as it is for longbows. But, you know, I think it'll be pretty cool when we're done. So I'm going to finish up this limb, and I'll probably show you how I did the other one. But hopefully next time I get back with you, I'll be done with this limb. So, yeah.